Hello good people, and welcome back to another math video. This is the third video in our series on statistics, and this one is going to cover mode. Let's get started. So the first statistical concept we covered was mean, which is the average. The second concept we covered was median, which is the middle number. And now we're up to mode. Mode is the number that occurs the most often. And when I learned this concept, I learned it simply by listening to the sound, honestly. Mo and mo for most often. So the mode is the number that we see the most often. And there are three different ways that mode is going to play out. So let's take a look at a couple data sets and see how that happens. Here's a small data set. It has the numbers 2, 3, 4, 4, and 6. So if we're looking for the mode, that is the number that occurs the most often. And the number that occurs the most often in this data set is, of course, 4. And the reason that it's 4 is because in this data set there are 2 4s, and all of the other numbers we only see one time. So for this data set, the mode is 4. And honestly, that's it, folks. It's as simple as that. Well, I told you there are three different ways that we can see the mode. And now here's another one. So in this data set I have 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 6. And remember, mode is the number that we are seeing the most often. Well, we see the 3 a little more than normal. We see it twice. And we see the 4 a little bit more than normal. We see that one twice. So this data set has 2 modes. So here we would say the mode is 3, but it's also 4. And again, that's because we see the 3 2 times, and we also see the 4 2 times. Okay, I told you there are 3 different ways we can see the mode. So in this data set, we have 2, 3, 4, and 6. So in this data set, there is not a single number that we see any more often than the rest. Yes, we have a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6, but we see each of them only one time. So if you were asked about the mode in this data set, you would actually say that there is no mode. There isn't. There isn't a number that we see more often than any other number. So that's it. A quick little recap for mode. Mode is the number that we see the most often. It can be a single number. It could be more than one number. And also, it's possible that there is simply no mode. That is possible too. So no matter what data set you look at, there's going to be 3 different options for the mode. Again, it's the number we see the most often, so it could be right here, it could be a single number. It's possible that it's more than one number, like in my data set that had the 2 3s but also the 2 4s. And it's also possible that there will be no mode. Okay, that's it. Watch the video a couple times. Hope it helps, and we'll talk to you soon.